is that?
All good. Okay, cool. Yep. So I'm going to kill the test stream. What a day. All right. Here we are. I'm going to put this to the side.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we have Ian Fite, who is playing Scorpion with Crane Splash, up against Nick Mason on the left. Ian Fite on the right. Nick Mason is playing Crane, Dragon Splash, and they're just shuffling their decks up. Ian just went over and re-sleeved all of his cards in the new Elemental Championship sleeves, which is cool.
The sleeves are actually pretty great.
Yeah.
Hey, did we?
Can you get a little closer? Yeah. I turned the game up, so we should all.
Did we give a shout out and a thanks to Hidden City Roller Derby
we
for
didn't.
all the commentary they provided? They provided all five rounds of Swiss.
Yeah.
They provided commentary while we were playing in the tournament. So thank you guys.
I think Simkov got up at like 3 in to start streaming that and like doing commentary.
Australians, man, they're wild.
You see, I thought we worked hard, driving here at 6 in, but
Yeah, pretty impressive. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm super excited to go back and watch those matchups and hear their commentary and see all the new cards getting played.
rolling off for first player using 2 D12s. I think the way it worked, the way that they're doing it is he picked a color, and we have a Kyuden Bayushi. Kyuden Bayushi with Crane Splash, actually. I really do like that.
He's KB?
He's KB.
Oh.
So, quick shout out for Around the Table, since we are a thing. You were listening, of course, to the Meek Informant. I am present, not one of the Meek Informant. I am Dave of the Five Rings.
Very special guest.
Yeah, and I'm here too. I'm gonna interject. My name is Luis. I'm from L5R. Shouts out to Meek Informant for having me on, though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
And forming the New England community, more or less. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are getting into the game because of what you guys have done, so that's awesome. We probably wouldn't be sitting here without you guys. So.
And, of course, from Meek Informant, we got Johnny, a.k.a. Triforce Legend.
Yeah, and Eric, a.k.a. Canister.
And playing is Nick Mason, also on the Meek Informant.
Yeah, our very own Meek Informant, Nick, on left there.
Also known as Daidoji Simiteru, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Correct. I'll have to root against him that way. We've got a nice balance going on here.
Oh yeah, I mean we're rooting for the Meek Informant for sure.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he's playing against Ian. From last I checked, Ian just travels around to New England stores during their stronghold, and just wins them.
Yeah,
so
Ian is, he's one of the Ronin.
Yeah,
the Ronin.
Well, it wouldn't Ronin. He's Scorpion, man. He's
a Scorpion player, but he's one of the wandering, I guess, shinobi.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I know he's currently the holder at Midgard. I believe he's the holder here. He's the only one who
would not be surprised.
He is the only one that has successfully defended a stronghold at Kyuden Midgard. He held it for 2 stronghold tournaments in a row.
He's real good.
Yeah.
Monster.
We got Doppelganger.
As a side note, I beat Ian in a friendly match last week.
You feel proud?
I was very proud of that.
You're basically in the top.
And it was a legit match.
I think you just honorarily get to hop in as like a
I'm actually in the I get a bye for this round, and then I
play the winner.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how that works.
Oh, this is too hot, I guess.
A little too hot.
Yeah. All right.
So notably, with Ian being on Kyuden Bayushi, I tested against him very slightly the other day. He's going for something interesting. Obviously, Kyuden Bayushi, arguably a bit overlooked as a stronghold because City of the Open Hand is extremely powerful.
Real good.
But
some might
Kyuden
say
Bayushi
the best
has play
in the game.
Yeah, some could definitely say that. By far, maybe. But Kyuden Bayushi has a lot of play to it, and it's exceptionally powerful as well. Just perhaps a bit overshadowed.
Yeah, Dave started using that before everybody jumped on the bandwagon with this swim team deck.
Well, that was the thing. When you're running against the waves as your restricted list, nobody sees that coming on a Scorpion deck.
That is correct.
Now that Against the Waves is off the restricted list, everyone sees the Shigenja, and then they see the Against the Waves, and there's no surprises. That's why I switched to a Fate Worse Than Death.
Oh, you gotta love it. I'm so happy Fate Worse Than Death is seeing some more play now. I mean, for a little while, people were kind of off it. I think people are starting to realize more and more that it's still a fantastic card. It's still as good as it's ever been. It's just not able to be used in tandem with 4s, and that's okay.
It's a blowout card that if you're going to run it, you gotta I mean, as is pointed out, Scorpion now, because Forge Edict and Fate Worse Than Death are both on the restricted list, really are in a tight spot where you can go with the more reliable Forge, or you can just play like a normal clan and run censures.
Exactly. And I think both have a ton of play and a ton of points in their favor.
Just saw a handshake there.
We are at the races.
And Saugus Champ says, I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but playing Scorp gave you a huge edge for a long time. Yeah, that's true, but Ian was also like winning championships when Scorp was in a really bad spot. So
yeah,
you know.
Ian's a monster.
Honor,
He's
3
never
Fate
not been.
opening move. That is a bold move.
Okay, so
but
wait, KB starts. What's their KB starting honor? It's last, right?
9. It starts at 9, and we have an Aramoro and a Bayushi Manipulator.
Yes,
It's hard to see under
favorable in a storehouse.
Yeah.
So it seems as though Ian just immediately passed to the Fate.
Yep. Top bid 5.
Pretty bold to buy that Guest of Honor with 3 right off the bat. My assumption is that Nick has a Way of the Crane in hand. But again, facing against Scorpion, I'm fairly certain Ian is on Seeker of Air. Mm-hmm. Doubtlessly running Mark of Shame. It's a very bold move, and it could backfire, but if it doesn't, it's going to be great.
And smart, he is going for political on Aramoro into a secret cache.
Tough hit.
It can be, but if he can break it before Ian has anything to stop him, that's Aramoro and a secret cache and an Earth Ring.
Right.
That's power. That's a really good spot you want to start off at.
If you can get rid of that secret cache, you are golden. It's just
It's
no Scorpion player worth their salt will let you, but if you can get through, if you could power through, I mean, that Guest of Honor is active.
That's the question. Does he have he'll have a character in hand. You can't really see his cards yet, but he's going to have a character in hand. The question is, what can that one character do without events?
These guys they both have the 2 acrylic dials for like season 1 championship.
Yep. And there is a Shishiro Sadako, the 1/1/3, who, whether she is and she just got boxed, but whether she is honored or dishonored, hey, Shizuka Toshi is a card.
It is a card. You have to respect it. And the moment you don't, you might just mess yourself up quite bad.
And we just got a Court Games and
break. That's an extremely rough start for Ian. That's it's crucial losing that so quickly.
And it's on the he only spent 1 card doing it.
Is he on Guest of Honor on the left there? Nick?
Yeah,
that's Guest of Honor. Is a Guest of Honor.
Yeah, so.
And he just, considering he only spent 1 card to do it.
Was that
Peasant's Advice?
Peasant's Advice.
Yep. So spent 1 card to do it. So even though he was up 1 card because of the secret cache, the Earth Ring is a 2-card swing, so back to card parity.
Thank God, too. I mean, again, when you reveal that secret cache, a lot of times you're kind of doomed to just never attack back into that province, but getting the break there is pretty crucial.
And I think that was a... I think that was a bounced Court Mask to dishonor, and I don't know why he's readied.
He may have triggered Kyuden Bayushi and just has not
didn't tap it
about it yet. My assumption is they'll notice that soon.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, if he goes to try to do it again, I'm sure they'll notice it.
Yeah. Is that a Peasant's Advice?
That's what he discarded.
Yeah, that's what he discarded for the Earth. A great card in Kyuden Bayushi.
Yeah.
Really, really powerful because it dishonors as part of paying the costs.
Being able to leverage that dishonor to get an unbow is insane.
He loves that card. He plays that every time I've played him.
It can be really crucial in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
And again, in Kyuden Bayushi, it's powerful. You've got that extra synergy.
So what do we got?
Only downside is it costs 1 fate.
That is, thank you. Yep.
That is
shameful display.
Shameful.
All that's important is it's not Magistrate Station.
Well, that could be really rough because if he's got anything to... Basically, if he's got the ability to play a card from his hand, he doesn't have.
Nick doesn't have any fate. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, if he had unbowed his Guest of Honor and just played a Katana, that could equal another break against Scorpion. They're pretty reliant on those events.
Okay. So he did break it.
Shameful crunches immediately.
It's a good thing to get out of the way on both sides.
Exchanging blow for blow.
We have a Toshimoko face up also as well, underneath that glare. And we're going to, by the looks of it, we're on to clean up.
Yep.
Toshimoko, the new duelist character, the 4-drop from Children of the Empire.
Yep. Nobody gets favor, which is good for Ian, because that means no censures.
Yeah.
Though the Crane can still run Voice of Honor, having both Voice of Honor
Gains up to
and
12
censure
feet.
can
Are they
really...
clean up?
Yeah, it's
now?
12 to 7 feet.
And Honor's still 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's actually down 1.
So I think we're going to see...
Ooh, Palace on a Broken Province. And Oromoro again.
Tough, but all it really takes is that one turn with Palace a lot of the time, so this could be a pretty crucial moment.
Yeah,
Beishi Manipulator.
Especially if you see a Hantai.
We have a Brash Samurai coming out with a Fate. And we also have, by the looks of it, the new Children of the Empire. What's your name?
Who?
The Paragon of Grace? Paragon of Grace.
Absolutely adore that card. I think that card is a Windmill Slam 3X. Fantastic.
That card ate 3 cards out of my hand.
Yep.
So
I still went on to win because Crane have a very poor matchup against Unicorn, but that hurt.
Yeah, it's a brutal card. It's very powerful, and carrying the Bushi and Duelist key, or Bushi and Courtier keywords at once is.
So what does it do?
Nice. So if it is participating alone, I believe it's while defending or attacking, doesn't matter.
Yep.
As long as it's participating alone, your opponent discards a card of their choice from their hand. If it is honored, it's a random card.
Yeah. A random discard.
And it's participating alone on your side, right?
Yes. Very importantly, it has been clarified, or it has been clarified by Tyler.
Who's that guy?
That is a
Adept of Shadows.
No, that is an unassuming
Yojimbo. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my drop bears.
It's the original drop bear.
Yep, that is the original drop bear, and it's good to see it back. I mean, it's a card that you don't see as often nowadays. I think a lot of Scorpion players kind of grew away from it, but it's still a good card.
Yeah,
it didn't become worse. It just maybe got a little overshadowed. But
the thing is, I think Covert's going to come in waves. We're going to see a lot of people running Covert. We're going to see a lot of people not running Covert.
Agreed.
I definitely think I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ian dropping the Shinobi tools, or Infiltrator
card.
tools, or whatever it is.
Tools.
Getting a little bit more Covert on the table can really take some serious wins. Just being able to say, no, Guest of Honor, you're not showing up to this fight.
Makes it 4. I think makes it 4.
And what is that
manicured
province?
If I saw it for a millisecond, so it's very tough to see.
Not 74.
Did he collect Fate from it? Because if he didn't take Seeker Fate, then it's not a manicure.
He is Keeper of Air.
Oh,
Remember,
Keeper.
Crane is Keeper of Air and Seeker of Fire.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yep.
It's so hard to keep track of these rules.
I know.
It was a Manicured Garden. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I'm quick.
I always like Manicured Garden just for the Fate advantage is something.
So good.
Fertile Fields is nice for the card draw, but Fate is Fate.
Fate is fate.
Money is money in this game.
Exactly.
And it is literally a game where you win and lose by just having stacks and stacks of cash.
I mean, you can never have dead Fate. You can have dead cards.
You can have dead Fate at the end of the game when you
if you end the game with more than one Fate, it's all wasted.
All right,
right?
yeah.
I ended the game
Or if
today
you're
with
Unicorn
like,
and you flop 3-1.
I had like 8 Fate at the end of the game, and I just couldn't spend it because of
You
the
roll
fate.
over for a little bit.
Oh, Kiriko.
Yep,
Kiriko is... What a card.
Thanks, Ian.
Good pop on that one. And
He's a
Voice of Honor. Good.
Kiriko. That's this guy.
Yep.
Kiriko, one of the new cards from Children of the Empire, kind of received a bit of mixed reviews from Scorpion players, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. I've seen it in action all day today. I hope any doubts that people have are kind of tossed to the wayside now, because that card is exceptionally powerful.
There are so many cards that have triggered abilities that you just want to bow.
Yeah, and I mean, even getting a 1 or 2 drop at the right time, bowing it with Kiriko, is a fantastic trade. People are so keen to get massive blowouts, but sometimes a blowout is bowing a 2 Fate guy.
Yeah, it can be. And like Kiriko especially is one of those cards that, like, I argue when everyone's like, oh, Shishiro Hametsu, he's not so... He's kind of mad. I'm like, guys, he catches you Kiriko.
Yeah. Every poison they print from now on is going to be affected by Hametsu existing.
Looks like Nick got a Fate for something there.
Well, he did a...
manicured action?
Manicured.
Yep.
Right.
Ooh, can we kind of see his hand a little bit? He has got a lot of cards.
He does have a lot of cards.
So, Tattooed Wanderer.
The real question is does he have the bridge?
2 Tattooed Wanderers.
Because
Throwing that unassuming Ajimbo off the bridge would be quite nice.
it would.
I believe that is the manipulator on board, though, so he does have Forge backup just in case that does end up being the case.
I mean, I'd keep an eye on the bridge just for again for Aramoro, because Aramoro is, if he's going to make himself vulnerable, if you're not just using him for his stats, which if you're just using him for his stats, more
Not
power
the worst
to you.
body.
I got Ventus Nightmare saying, I know them voices. How did Chuck do, Louise?
Chuck did pretty good, I think. I think he went 3-2.
Yeah.
He just barely, or maybe not
Missed
just
the top
barely.
cut, right?
Yeah, he missed the top cut, but he did really well for having not played in a while.
Nice.
Yeah, he went up against Adam.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's
Here they had
also
a real
the top cut.
slobber knocker of a match.
Yeah, he conceded in the end, I think. But
Yep.
I had nothing
I
but
went to
slobber
time.
knockers. That was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, this
Alright.
field has been brutal. All right, and what do we see?
Ooh, we got a water ring on. I can't quite. I think that's a manicured garden as well. Yeah, might be fertile fields. I think it's manicured garden. It's manicured garden.
Yeah.
I don't think moving the computer closer to me is going to help. That is a manicured garden.
We did it. Manicured for manicured.
I
So
guess it did help.
We have a not honored guest of honor, but it's a good thing to throw with a
Ian's getting a Fite here.
the water province or water conflict and him locking him out, keeping him from getting that.
essentially forcing him to defend with his manipulator or somehow cause this ring to bounce.
8 Fate.
Of course, manipulator is being a 1/1. He only needs like a fan or something. Question is, does he want to break? Does he want to push? Kyuden Bayushi is still at 8 honor. That's oof. You really don't want to even dishonor him at this point. You just want to try to go for the breaks.
Dials are going to be really hard to read here.
Oh,
We just have to count the cards.
I'm going to go with this.
Triggers his
Take that away.
And he just played
It is a for shame.
for shame. Yeah. Oh, he didn't defend
So does
either.
Kyuden Bayushi let you unbow and pull it in?
Yes.
Oh,
Or no,
okay.
he blew up a favorable ground to bring him
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
in. But
It'll give +1/+1 if you are 6 or less honor. Otherwise, it just unbows a dishonored character, I believe.
the number of times I've used that to break a box was quite impressive.
Wow. They're just trading breaks for breaks.
And bowing down. Oh, or is he readying?
Readying the Brash Samurai.
Good move. Good move.
Yeah, they really are just playing a really blitzy game right now. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, though, right now, Ian is in a spot where if he were to swing, if that were his choice, I mean, he's got a 50% chance to hit a Magistrate Station.
Yep.
And depending on what his hand looks like, that could just be a game-losing proposition.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if Nyx has a Voice of Honor in hand, and not a Voice of Honor, a Way of the
Way of the
Crane.
Crane,
and,
yeah.
There you go. Guess is coming back in.
And
Definitely
he's
has
running
to tread
Keeper of
carefully.
Air, so he's also
running
got
yet
Sylveon
another. We
approach,
have
right?
another
Yes.
unassuming Yojimbo. Now, this, however, might actually be the real powerhouse card that Ian needs right now, because he's got 2 covert on the table.
Right.
That's a lot of presence denial.
If he can stop the hemorrhaging, if you could call it that, I mean, they are obviously trading, they know what they're doing. But if he can, stabilize here, stop Nick from pushing for more breaks, having 2 Yojimbos on board against a clan that cannot feasibly run Cloud the Mind, and as I understand, Nick's list is not on it,
No.
2 covert is brutally powerful, and with the unbow power of Kyuden Bayushi, it can start to close out games very quickly.
Nick is running Tattooed Wanderer, though. Is he going to run those as coverts?
Yes.
Probably?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
At this
say
point,
that's
definitely.
pretty much his only
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
And he's holding 2, so
Yeah, he's gotta. I mean,
that's gonna
Halloween
help.
can
That's gonna
take
help
him
a little
away.
bit. All the coverts in
Right.
the world, if you only got a couple characters and are coverted, so
He's
Yeah.
probably thinking very highly about throwing it on his guest next turn.
does
Yeah.
When he is going to be first player and being able to...
That's a fan. Does Ian run the collector? He must, right?
yes,
Yeah.
I want to say he's on 2. He might even be on 3. It's a crucial card in more than a couple matchups, and even using it to remove clouds on occasion is actually really
We're
powerful.
talking about Bayushi collector.
upholding authority.
Well, he dodges Magistrate Station, but depending on his hand, this could be absolutely brutal.
Well, now he's going to dodge Magistrate Station for the game, because there's 2 broken provinces down, and he's on upholding authority. So
That said, I think we'll see, based on how Nick plays this out, it could tell us a couple things. It could tell us he's not worried about being on his box against Ian. he could be confident that an upholding here would really put him in a winning position. But if he defends this, he's essentially signaling that he's not comfortable letting Ian get to his box yet, which is
So the
a pretty
question
crucial,
is,
question.
he is-
is Magistrate
got-
Station under his box?
He's got a steward of
Steward
law.
of
That would be quite spicy.
That'd be ballsy, yeah.
That,
Very ballsy.
but it would be. But it's a play to do against Scorpion.
I mean, it's something
especially
that they're
knowing
not
that the
gonna-
Scorpion are going to be are going to be pushing hard on you. You
Got
throw
an
it.
assassinate on the steward of law.
Voice of honored.
There's
Voice
the
of
forged
Honor.
edict.
Oh, okay.
Forged edict.
Forged edict, yep.
Yep.
Oh,
forged
wow,
edict.
double cancel. We gotta
Oh, but he can't forged edict because
Oh, he can. He has
even with steward of law.
Ooh, no, that's correct. He
Yeah.
can forged edict.
So I
he
think
doesn't
Nick.
have
I
an
think
honored cord. You're right.
yeah.
Yep. They
So I
cannot.
think Nick just pointed that out to him. So
Yeah.
that's rough.
That was a good.
That's actually huge. Having the information, you can generally assume they have X amount of cancels, but knowing that he has it in hand now, as opposed to just thinking
Yeah.
he might not, that's a big misplay by Ian, and an uncharacteristic one at that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's wearing him down.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, especially around here. We've got some pretty competitive locals, and he's in the top 8 of an EC right now.
Yeah.
The pressure can get to you sometimes. And sometimes you just misplay. The best players do it too.
And he led off the day by playing a game with me, so he's actually on an extra game on top of the whole thing. So yeah,
Nick claims the void ring, so he successfully defends it, and he's got the brass samurai still.
He's got the Brass Samurai and the Guest of Honor.
That defense, pretty big. Pretty big.
We're gonna see what one more province is likely going to be, because that Brash is probably going to swing at something. No reason for him not to.
I believe we see 2 Voice of Honors down now.
Yeah.
If this game starts to go a little longer, if Ian stabilizes here, that could spell pretty bad news for Nick.
We got an Earth. Are we going Earth or are we going Air? You want Air for the Fate, or do
He
you
goes
want
first
Earth
next
for the...
turn, so I think if he wants the fate, he goes for it next turn, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think that was the plan. And we have another upholding authority.
Yep.
It is a good card. It's a good card that
certainly is.
it is a card that makes me like running a Shinjo Ambusher, as I have not faced.
Shinjo Ambusher, a fantastic new card.
It's a good one, yeah.
I did not face a single upholding authority against me, because every single time I popped it, I had a Shinjo.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about a new unicorn conflict character, right?
Yes.
Fantastic card. One of the best cards in this set.
I think I
An
made
absolute
people
monster.
almost like I broke hearts.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a heartbreaker, an absolute heartbreaker. So right here, this upholding is gonna say a couple things if Ian chooses to defend it, which
he is.
appears to be. He may be signaling that he's not comfortable being on his box. I believe that is
That is a
manipulator.
Bayushi manipulator.
And even if this does break, we're at an impasse in the game where even hitting a single copy of a card with upholding
down to
can
3
be
feet,
backbreaking.
No, the question is, does Nick just want to push for the win and not the break? Mm-hmm. I mean, right now it's 4-1. He is breaking.
I think he really should be trying to push for the break here, because he's used, again, I believe he's down 2 Voice of Honors.
Way of the Crane,
Yeah.
getting it out. He is pushing for the break.
Yep. Or he's getting, okay,
Well,
he's
just
getting it out of the way.
He's getting guess, ready.
Yeah,
for
he-
next
he's
turn.
got his Brash Samurai honored. He's making sure the guest stays honored.
What we're going to probably see is
Tattooed
a
Wanderer.
Tattooed Wanderer get dropped onto that guest.
And
No, Ancient Master.
There's the
out
Ancient
of
Master
hand.
ensuring that he keeps favor, I believe.
It's going to be a tough thing, because he does have an Imperial Palace.
Or ensuring that he gains favor, right. So, okay, Nick does break that upholding, claims the Earth Ring. He's now at 3 rings, 2 glory from the Ancient Master's 5. So he is actually up 1 glory on Ian right now.
Nice. Does that mean that Ian's going to nail both of those Tattooed Wanderers out of his hand?
That might be the case. Not knowing his hand, it's hard to say what his choices are, but hitting 2 Tattooed Wanderers would be pretty crucial when he's got 2 covert on board already.
He's got his hand for the upholding authority right now?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And again, we're
That
at an
hand would-
impasse where even a single copy of a card can be really backbreaking.
Yeah. Because he's got 2 Fate on the air ring, swinging on the box. We got Shishiro Sadako is leaving play. Bayushi Manipulator leaving play. He's only got 2. People guaranteed next turn, but he's got 4 provinces flopping.
Yep. The 2 unassuming Ajimbo are going to be crucial again. He won't be able to be coverted even if he doesn't choose those Tattooed Wanderers, and if he stabilizes,
We got a Let Go. We have a Steward. We got a Tattooed Wanderer. We have another Tattooed Wanderer. We have... It's hard to tell the difference between... if that's a For Shame or Court. That's a Court Games.
Looks like he's eyeing those Tattooed Wanderers.
Is that a
Are they talking this
statue?
out?
Yeah, the Tattooed Wanderers are creeping up at the top of the hand there.
That's a fine katana. That's a fine katana. Okay.
You thought it was a jade masterpiece?
Yeah.
Hey, he's got dragon
What
splash.
is he going to do with the jade masterpiece?
The same thing a
Value,
dragon
baby.
does. The same thing a dragon does.
He does not have. This
Pay him
wonderful
money
jade
for
masterpiece.
it.
So he did just chuck the Tattooed Wanderers.
Yep.
So.
All right, so
It's been such a quick game
That's-
so far.
I'm not surprised with the covert pressure that Ian is putting on. that
Right.
It's the
he would-
smart play.
He's
Yeah.
Not jade one. Tattoo.
I think we're looking at the next turn being the final one. I think they both seem to be playing as if it is. I think Ian hitting both of those Tattooed Wanderers, it not only removes force from the board potentially if Nick were to play them as characters, but it removes his ability to defend against covert. Nick being the first player next turn, however, could be pretty crucial. Having a Guest of Honor go in
And it
can really just kill you.
And Nick has the Toshimoko, so even just defending, like, as long as Toshimoko can show up, but that's the thing, the coverts will keep him out.
Right.
So we'll see whether or not Nick remembers that Toshimoko doesn't have covert.
I imagine he might.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. A bunch of fate, a lot of fate, piling up.
But, I mean, Nick's on Ian's box, though. Ian still has another province to
If
go
he had
through.
the fate, I do definitely agree with you, Baron. He definitely should have thrown one of those onto his guest.
What did he say? He should have attacked one of those. Yeah.
When he...
Oh, second guest.
I think that's probably just game.
That's game.
That's
That's
good.
2 swings, no.
His guess is not unique.
Non-unique.
Non-unique.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
that's-
sometimes it can shut out games. It can shut out games hard from turn one, and getting the second one means that pressure is going to continue being applied to Ian, even if he survives this turn.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at the final turn one way or the other.
And
Does he have
that is
two
also
Toshimokos?
a favored ground.
Two
Yeah.
Toshimokos. He does
Yeah.
have two Toshimokos.
2 Toshimokos, a Guest of Honor, and a favored ground. It is
That's
going.
And what
That's
do
a
we
great
see on Ian's
hand.
side?
Oh, we see a Soshi.
Sociallusionist,
Sociallusionist.
Shosuro Miyako.
Yep. Bayushi Manipulator and a
Storehouse.
Imperial Storehouse.
Yep.
I actually like, again, Imperial Storehouse is one of the, like,
No. No.
Toshimoko!
He's everywhere. Sorry.
He could be anywhere. He could be everyone. He could be one of us. Yes, now you finally remembered to get rid of your Ancient Master.
Good
Oh.
idea. So I think not playing the Tattooed Wanderer last turn, I wouldn't even call it a misplay. I think he was presenting the option to Ian purposely. He's saying he knows he's the first player, which is fine. He doesn't need that covert because he can't covert out those unassuming Ajimbos.
Yep.
And what he could be saying is, I think picking these 2 Tattooed Wanderers is the incorrect choice, so I will present you the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's first player. He's taking the swing
Right.
at the stronghold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And-
he's saying that these other
yeah.
cards are more valuable to him than the Tattooed Wanderers that he might not get value out of if he just wins the game outright.
Yep.
So we've got an illusionist. We've got a what's her name?
Shosuro Miyako.
Yep.
Miyako.
Currently in the Dragon Mountains, pretending to be a heretical peasant.
Yep. Her undertaking.
Yes.
I gotta catch up on the lore.
I actually really like Miyako's Undertaking as a card. I think
It's just a little too gated.
I like it. It's too gated.
Yeah.
But I like it.
It's got flavor.
So that's a new one, right?
Yes.
Yes, Miyako's undertaking.
Yeah.
New card in Children of the Emperor.
It's Children of the
Empire. Everybody
yeah.
does that. Every
Yeah.
single person.
I swear I knew.
Of the Empire and for the Empire.
Oh, so that's the same. That's awesome.
Yes,
If she's the same
that is
person as
her,
like the
yeah.
white.
So
Yeah.
so the flavor, of the new card is her
Pretending
being a
to be
shinobi,
somebody
pretending
else.
to be somebody else.
That's cool.
So Ian going pretty deep into his fate pool here, as well as Nick. They're both down to, I believe, 2 fate.
And that's the question.
Reading.
Got to read Miyako, that card that's seen play for the
What is
entirety
it?
of
So what does
Scorpion's
it do?
lifespan. I can't tell you.
I can.
let me-
Yeah, when you
we
play
can
a
read
conflict
even.
character, your opponent chooses either dishonor a character or discard a card at random.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
one of those interesting. I mean, for Nick, the obvious choice is dishonor someone,
Right.
because, oh no, a guest of honor isn't honored anymore.
Is that a steward?
Yes, he's got a steward.
So he has
Law.
a steward. So if he dishonors anybody, it would have to be somebody with an honor status token, which could be a little dicey.
As I said, well, the guest only has one glory.
Right. The guest has one glory. You keep the brash. Honestly, I think the choice would actually be the brash.
Okay.
You would lose more numbers, but the brash can be assassinated.
He's holding
Fair.
back his Toshimoko.
That's the smart play, because he's got a favorable ground, so he can get Toshimoko into the conflict.
Yep.
And Toshimoko's going to sit there and go, "Are you coming at my box? If so, let's duel."
Yep. And there's not going to be a lot in Scorpion that can really handle that. I mean granted, there's a Yojimbo and a Miyako on board, which are...
Oh, he's
military.
holding the favorable ground for not worrying about the covert.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's
not
the
worrying
thing.
about covert, and just the off chance that, if he can send in Toshimoko for game, he'll do it.
Yeah.
So he swings air.
Favorable ground, fantastic card. What a card.
And Midnight Revels.
Yep.
New guy.
Yeah,
Which
Midnight Rebels.
will hit one of either the guests or Toshimoko.
What's Toshimoko? Is it?
He is a 4.
It is
He's
a
a
4.
four
Oh, okay.
coster. So yeah, guest or Toshimoko, right?
So this is a card I talked with Ian a bit about. He tested the other night, and we weren't really sure if it was there, but we were pretty confident it was. For Scorpion playing a drop bear style like this, he's playing basically old school drop bear Scorpion out of Kyuden Bayushi.
Which I think is a good method.
It absolutely is. It plays well. Ian's a great player. He makes it work. And Midnight Revels is a fantastic card with this style of play.
Indeed.
And right now you're going to see, the benefits of it. He's about to remove 5 force from the board, which is huge. When he can't play events, it's huge.
Okay, yep, no, he just took out he just bowed down a guest of honor.
Yep.
My question would it be better to go for Toshimoko and for the counter swing?
Well, so
Right.
I think that Nick is also on Midnight Revels in his box.
Oh, I see.
I think.
So
It'll
it's
still
utterly
hurt
dead
him.
here.
Yeah.
At least this turn, it is dead for him because if he activates it, he bows his own guys.
Right.
Right. Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah.
So we right now see 1, 3...
And there's no way Ian would be able to afford anybody that would be a 4 cost or 4 cost.
11? We got 11 coming at the box, being defended by 3, 5, now with 5 and 8 with the 8 with the so we have the Soshi Illusionist who's got 3, we have Shoshiro Miyako who's got a 2.
Yep.
I can do math. That's 8.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that works.
Problem is,
Neil
Miyako's a
assuming a
2.
Jimbo is 2, I believe, or is it 1? Is it a 3-1?
It's a 3. It's actually a 3/3 because it has an ornate fan.
Got it.
What do you just put down on that?
I presume it's something to give +1 political skill.
Could it be? I genuinely did not see what it was.
Charlie's going to check.
Okay, there's the assassination on the illusionist.
Expected.
He does not have the ability to stop this. He doesn't have the favor, so he can't censure, and he cannot play Forge Edict because that Steward of Law is on the board.
Also, guests of honor are there.
That was a
That
court
was a
That
court
too.
mask.
Court
Yeah.
mask. All right, so he played a court mask.
I forgot. Guest of Honor is like, a card. I mean,
Thanks, Stream.
sometimes I overthink things. Court Mask, another card that looks a little unassuming, haha, and it actually is absolutely fantastic out of Kyuden Bayushi. I think
It
it's
is
an
a
all-star.
powerhouse.
Yeah, it is a keystone in the deck for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic
I had
card.
a KB matchup just before this, and he was on court mask as well.
It is brutally
Now,
powerful.
important thing to note, he is at under 6 honor, so the KB box does also add +1/+1.
Yeah.
That was a
You know-
fan, I think.
Yep.
I have a strong feeling here that Nick is just crushing him on numbers on board.
Yeah.
It's so tough for Scorpion to try to eke out a win or even a
it's-
defense against Guests of Honor. He just...
What does
Because it
Toshimoko
was
have for strength?
Toshimoko is, I believe, a 4/3.
Oh,
with
he's
2
popping the
board.
favorable. There comes
Okay, yep,
Toshimoko.
so there we go. 3 more in there.
going all in.
Yeah, he gets a 4/3. If you can get him honored, he's another 5.
You might want to refill your province there, Nick.
He
Good job.
He heard
Good
you.
job.
Yeah.
Psychic. Mind taking. Woo!
Yeah, we hit him with that ESP. Or at least some of the members of the Meek Informant did. I don't know if you guys
That's right.
know. They've
Yeah.
they've undergone some experimental surgeries.
It's
So that's
fine.
9.
It's totally normal.
12. 13? And favor. Does anyone have... He does have the favor. The favor is... Can't see if the favor is political or not.
I believe Nick's on 16, correct? We're looking at A guest of honor with a fan, that's 6. Toshimoko, 3 more, 9. Brash, an
It's
honored
3.
Brash.
There's only 3.
Well, Toshimoko is 3, right?
Yeah, but an honor
Plus-
brash is only 3.
An honored Brash is 3. Plus Toshimoko is 6. Plus 6 more from a guest of honor
Is
with a fan.
12.
12. Okay, you're right. We're so bad. Me and Dave, you guys
I
are
think
fine.
Nick's
And
got
Dave's
at
fine
least
too.
at least
Just
one
me.
let go in hand
Yeah.
Yep.
for one of those attachments. So.
Yeah, this again. I think even just from looking at the numbers on the board, Ian has to pull a bunch of fans out of his hand, and if that doesn't
Yep.
happen,
And then we have a court games to honor
honor.
up Toshimoko.
Yep. So he's up to 5 on him.
Yep.
Is he is he breaking right now, or is he like fighting to?
I think he's fighting.
He's fighting for the break,
Yep,
and
that's
we
the
have a
game.
break.
Oh man!
That's the game.
Congratulations, Nick, meek informant.
So, yep.
Neek
and
Foreman going to the
represent.
top 4.
Top 4. That feels cool.
Yes, sir. So you could see really the guest of honor there, pressure right out the gate.
Oh,
Nick
look at
played it
this.
beautifully.
There it is. He gets his tokens.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Really well played on both sides.
Yeah.
Got to really see how both decks function. Seeing Midnight Revels on the Scorpion player's box, something new, which is interesting. Seeing Drop Bears make a
That was one of the
comeback again.
fastest games for Crane and Scorpion that I've
Yeah.
seen.
That was
Well,
real fast.
sometimes you play a guest of
Blitz.
honor and they go, you got me.
I mean, Nick blitzes pretty hard usually.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
so.
that's the again. Crane is one of those. I've never understood the people who sit back and play Crane as more control.
yeah.
Crane
is all about tempo right now.
It's all about tempo, and it's all about just having overwhelming political force.
Yep.
Yeah, and magistrate stations.
Yeah, and magistrate. Sometimes they sometimes they flip that on their first province, and you just win instantly.
Yeah.
But like,
And sometimes
Yeah,
they
it's
flip
fine.
it on their
I
first
recently
province,
played
and
in
then
a
you
game
crush
where
it
that might have
because you're somehow a unicorn, and you always crush province.
yeah, sometimes you're like, captive audience, gotcha. So
Hey.
It's so funny. Nick, his last tournament he played locally, I think he won 1 game and lost 4. Or something
he was
like that.
devastated.
Yeah,
he talked to him after, and he's like, "Man, I can't seem to win." And
Yeah.
well, you're winning now, but
Yeah, when it matters, right?
I played him in
Yeah.
a Discord match where he literally played no card the
Yeah.
right way.
I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that
tales.
went really, really
I've
poorly
heard
as well.
tales of this match. Whispers on the wind.
Yeah,
Yes.
so two good, like him
Part
and,
of it I'd love to
and
see
Adam
come
from
back.
the podcast are also. He was down in the dumps. He's like, I'm just going to stream because this is so cool. He's been working on this overlay that we've been using for the cards and the display on the top like crazy for the past 2 weeks, and he hasn't played any games, and he or built his deck till the night before. He built his deck
Yeah.
last night,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm just gonna go and play and it'll be fun. And now he's
Yeah, practice is for people like us who don't make top 8.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? If you're making top 8, you may as well just go all the way.
I
mean,
practice
why bother
really.
practicing?
I practice
Yeah.
really hard to go 2 and 3. I mean,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, you went to. I also,
See, the
I
trick
also-
is build your deck the night before, and then make a weird change on the day of, and easy, you got it.
or you could always just do the old-fashioned way, roll in, go, wait, what's legal again?
Yeah.
Build your deck there.
Exactly.
And then when they come over and be like, have you finished? And they're like, we need your list. Be like, I'm still
man.
figuring out what it is.
Can I take a picture?
Can I take a picture? Yeah.
Did you do that today?
No.
Okay.
No, but I have done that at tournaments.
I was
and that,
frantically writing mine in the car, like it's horribly written. I'm panicking. I'm like, I need to get this deck list ready. I had no idea what I was playing when I got in the car.
I may have done that at a Kotai. Like,
That's the best
this would have
time to do
been this would have been 2014, maybe 2013. Did it at a Kotai, highest ranking Kotai I've ever had. Like I hit top 8. That's where I have my top 8 mat from.
So I guess we're gonna check out on the mic for a little bit and find out when the next round is gonna start, and we'll be back when that happens.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you very
everyone.
much.
See you around for top 4, right? Yeah, top 4.
Top 4.
Bye.